Big up, everybody. Big up, big up, big up. It's Vegas qualifying in the book, in the history books. We're going to talk about that today, the qualifying. And do you think this weekend so far has been a big build-up for nothing? Do you feel like it's fell flat on its feet regarding the build-up? Remember when it was building up, we knew about this qualified, well, we knew about Vegas a couple of years ago. And it was like, it was going to be the big one, of Formula One. They was talking about it for 2 years, building it up. But we're gonna get into that in a minute. But before I bring in Toto Hammer, listen to the intro. See ya in a minute after this intro. See you later, guys. Back in a minute.
On the brakes, Leclerc has that inside line. Perez goes off the track, comes to chicane. Off goes Leclerc, through goes Hamilton. Unbelievable stuff.
So, this is Solo P1. I'm gonna bring in Toto Hammer. Toto Hammer, are you there? Big up. Toto Hammer's got a new laptop. Big up.
Yeah, man, big up.
He's got his new laptop. Finally, he's got a laptop. Finally, he has got a laptop that he can work with. He can do all his videos now, edit. It's all good, man. How's it going, Toto? How's it today in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, I just kind of enjoying the F1 really. I don't think anything happened in my booking qualifying because I've only got a few notes down, but I remember almost everything about it.
I'm asking him, how are you? How are you, Toto?
I'm good, man. Just been enjoying some F1. Been enjoying some F1.
So, how's your laptop going?
Oh, it's good, man. Very fast. It's got good SSD. It's got good specs. I'm not going to go into all this. It's not a tech session. It's just a normal Formula One video. But yeah, laptop's good. Running really, really quick. When I mean quick, it is quick. So just been getting all my thumbnails, Canva, OBS on there. So in maybe later on today, I could do like a full stream setup if I want to stream from my PlayStation, because I might get that set up. Even though I've got no game capture, I might still use that PS Remote Play, which they've recently updated now. It's out of the beta version, so you can actually do 1080p HD quality on there. So I might find out how to do that.
Fair enough. Keep talking, man. Wait 1 second. I need to get some stuff out. Just keep going. Introduce the channel and tell them what we're going to be up to in the future.
Yeah, what we're going to get to this video. Of course, it's football next week as well. We're playing against City, so that's going to be a big game. So check out that video later on. Of course, I'm going to go check out my recently GT7 Nations Cup stream. My highest place finish was second. It was really close second, and the second race I got took out, so I just left it. So I would have been plumb last anyway, getting a point. So there's absolutely no point racing for a point, is there? So, but yeah, had a good time in Nations Cup. There's going to be a few more rounds coming up. There'll be all major events will be on my YouTube channel. So if you want to catch major events, vlogs, go ahead and go check out my YouTube channel. So yeah, there's my new TikTok channel as well, Toto Hammer. Might put that in the link now actually, so you can actually see my new TikTok channel where I'm going to post shorts of my gameplay and all that. So
big up.
Yes. Look, am I allowed to put my TikTok channel in your chat room?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm in it.
Yeah, got it now.
Yes, I've been posting some TikTok clips of my Nations Cup. You can go check that out if you want. Recently, newly created as well, so you can feel free to check that out.
Yeah. So it's mic out. Right. Sorted. There's always teething problems, but it is what it is. So.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking at this build up that everyone's talking about what's going on with Carlos Sainz. We talked about this yesterday on the space, and we do a space now on Twitter, X, as you call it now. We do F1 spaces, and we also do football spaces as well. So if you're into stuff like that, come follow us on X, and then you'll see us on there, no problem. And you'll be able to join the space. You don't have to join if you want to just listen. It's up to you. You can just listen. We don't mind you listening. But we're on there. You can use it as a podcast. You can listen to it. You can download it, whatever you want to do. It's all there. All the good stuff. So, what do you think of this build-up of the Grand Prix first, Toto? I was going to ask you first.
I know we're saying this numerous times in the space, but the build-up was all good. Of course, there was controversy in practice with all the drainage and cement. He had to put cement over the drainage. Of course, you got that 10 players grid drop penalty from Carlos Sainz. But what I think about it, I think the build-up's good with all the concert and all that. But I think the build-up to the race, if you take the concert out of say, if you just put the practice sessions, practice 1, practice 2, practice 3, I think is a good build-up in my opinion, because there's too much controversy. But look, I think the practice showed who was definite pole winner today. Of course, it was going to be Charles Leclerc, because Charles Leclerc was looking strong all weekend. Practice 2, Ferrari got 1 and 2. Of course, practice 3, Leclerc also got pole as well. Can't get a pole in practice 3, but he got the fastest time. So Ferrari did look strong, considering after that power unit change from Carlos Sainz. So yeah, they are looking strong. And if you're going to qualifying, of course, Lewis Hamilton getting position 3 in practice 3, and I thought Lewis Hamilton going to have a really, really good qualifying, but we'll get onto that later. That's what I think about it.
Look, it was built to be the great race, great qualifying, great weekend. We know as it's progressed through the weekend, especially practice 1 and 2 on Thursday, it was a disaster. And that wasn't F1's fault. I'm not blaming F1. I'm not blaming whatever. It's just the way it is. The drain came up, ripped into Sainz's car, and the rest is history. Now, what we need to do is we should just all just chill. At the end of the day, if the race is good, which it should be good, we're all going to forget about all this drain stuff. I know there's a lot of people online what need to feed their ego, need to feed their channel. They need to come out and keep mentioning it because they haven't really got anything else to say. So basically, they just feed off negativity. I get it. I'm a YouTuber. I get it. I can hear some static in the background. I'm not sure if that's your laptop or mine or my computer. But anyway, I get it. I understand. But what it boils down to, let's see what happens in the race. Let's see what happens in the race. And then we can judge. I understand people's frustrations. But the people who I feel sorry for are the people who paid their hard-earned money. The hard-earned money, the working class people who paid their hard-earned money, saved up all year, maybe for the last 2 years, because it got announced, I think, 2 years ago, who saved up all their money for the Grand Prix, to come to the Grand Prix, and during practice 2, to say, look, it's 3 o'clock now, see you later, bye. See you later, we don't want you here now because it's too late, we need to exit you out of the building, out of the stands. Now, far as I know, far as I thought, I thought it was a place that never sleeps. I thought Las Vegas was 24 hours. I thought Las Vegas was 24 hours and it's a place that never sleeps. So why are they exiting people who paid their hard-earned money, put the money down with the tickets, paid their hard-earned money to go and see an event, which the first practice got called off after 10 minutes and the second practice got delayed by half an hour. They haven't seen really any racing at all, most of them, and they're telling them, look, you got to leave the building. Now, I thought that part was a bit embarrassing on the F1. I hope the people were allowed back in the grandstands today, and I hope they get if they're not allowed back in the grandstands, I hope they get the money back. If they're like, hopefully they get the money back, because I thought that was a disgrace. So when it got to practice 2, we was watching the practice 2, and there was no one in the stands. Only the rich people on the paddock end. All the normal people on the grandstands, they were gone. So that look wasn't good if you look at it, that part. But look, it is what it is. People are complaining about, look, Max Verstappen come out and said that he doesn't really like this. He said, yeah, this is exactly what he said. Max Verstappen, this was quote from Max Verstappen, quote unquote. When I was a little kid, it was about the emotion of the sport. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with not the show of the sport around it. As a real racer, the show shouldn't really matter. That's his opinion. You can say what you want. Some people like the glitz and the glamour. Some people like just the hardcore racing. I think I'm more of a hardcore racing. I like to see the racing and the pageantry, and people go on the podium and they get the champagne. I'm old school that way. All this glitz and the glamour and the music I can take it or leave it. No, but the open ceremony at Las Vegas, I loved it. I thought it was entertaining. It was brilliant, but I could take it or leave it. It doesn't have to be there. You know, I like it, but I can leave it. But I'm more of an old school. I like the pageantry. Like, you come in, you do the qualifying, you got the grid walk, you win the race, and then you have the champagne, then you go home. I'm happy. That's Formula One to me. Some people, like, obviously they've brought in this because of the Americans, because they're trying to make it more American, because we know that Formula One is a European-based sport, most of it now. But obviously they're coming into the American market. Now they've got 3 races in America. They want to try and entertain the American audience as well, because it is a world championship. It doesn't say F1 European Championship. It says F1 World Championship. So they've got to cater to the world. The only race that I want to see on the calendar now, the only race that I want to see in the calendar is one in Africa. That's it. I want to see one in Africa. That's the race what we need to have in Africa. Or if you want, India as well. Apart from that, that's it. We've got the China one. We've got the Japanese one. We've got India, big market. We've got the British one. We ain't got the French one anymore. We should have an India one and an Africa. And that would do me. India, Africa. And that's it, because we had one in India a few years ago, and that was a good track. The Indian Grand Prix was a good track. But apart from that, the weekend is going the way it is. We're going to get into the qualifying. Look, what do you think? This is what I want to ask you. What do you think of... I know people talking... I'm going to talk about this now. The Carlos Sainz incident. Getting a 10-place grid penalty for the drain ripping into his car. Now, the commentators need to be consistent. That's all I ask, is the commentators and the media to be consistent. Yeah. The reason why I say that about the media being consistent is, Echo, if this was Lewis Hamilton, and I think something similar to this happened to Lewis Hamilton regarding the rules, not with the drain, but something else. If this was Lewis Hamilton, they'll be saying, and I've heard them say, it is what it is, the rules are the rules. I heard Carew say that, echo it, Lazenby echo it, all the commentators, media echo it, the rules are the rules. But because it's Carlos Sainz, everybody feels sorry for him. Now, I like Carlos Sainz. I've got nothing against Carlos Sainz. Trust me, I like Carlos Sainz. But he got a 10-place grid penalty. Everybody is around him saying, oh, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. He shouldn't have got it. I think it was harsh. But if it was Lewis Hamilton, and that happened to Lewis Hamilton, they'll be saying, look, it is what it is. The rules are the rules. Your team broke the rules. You got to change this. The rules are the rules. You're getting a 10-place grid penalty. The rules are the rules. So they will show, what I'm saying is, they will show a different energy to Lewis Hamilton. If that happened to Mercedes, it'll be a different rhetoric from the media. Because it's Carlos Sainz, they're saying, I feel sorry for you. But if it was Lewis Hamilton, it'll be different energy in the building. I know that, and you know that, Toto. What do you reckon?
can tell that the media is just biased all around, man. It's how they're having a player called Simon Lazenby. You know how he's like, on the weekends. He's always saying, "Oh yeah, if Hamilton does bad, straight away after the post qualifying, he says, "Oh, Hamilton getting D." And that's the third thing he says. Hamilton, out the race. So you can see there's lots of bias of the media, which has been going on for.
And I'm not the only one saying it. It's all over the X.
It's been going on for years and years.
No, but I thought this when I first saw it. When I started hearing all of them saying, I feel sorry for Science. Science, what happened? Really, Science, they should revoke it. They should be looking in the rule book to revoke it and give it him back. He shouldn't have the penalty. It's a shame. If that was Lewis Hamilton, they would be showing different energy. I saw it before when Lewis Hamilton got penalties and he got screwed in the pit lane and he got screwed over strategy. I've seen it. And he got penalties for it. And what they used to say is, it is what it is. The rules are the rules. That's it. But because it's Carlos Sainz, that could be anyone but Lewis Hamilton. And because it's not Lewis Hamilton, they're saying, you know what, I feel sorry for him. Sainz is not right. It's not right. But if it was Lewis Hamilton, the energy is different. I've seen it before. I've seen it this year as well. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is, commentators on F1, just be consistent. So, let's get onto the qualifying now. This is qualifying, Solo P1 and Toto Hammer. Las Vegas F1 2023, Las Vegas Grand Prix qualifying. Now, Stroll, what do you think of that 5-place grid penalty? I'll let you talk now. I've talked enough.
Oh, the Stroll, because drawing a double yellow flag, there's a double yellow flag, and then he was looking at his dashboard while in double yellow. I never heard of that rule before, but what he did when there was double yellow flag.
The tyre was on the ground.
Yeah, there was a tyre on the track.
That's why.
Yeah, Albon crashed. His tyre went off the track.
Albon never crashed. His tyre fell off.
Oh, I thought his tyre just fell off.
His
tyre just fell off.
I thought he crashed. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, so Albon, his tyre fell off, and then what Stroll did, he looked at his dashboard, which is really not in the rules. So we got a 5-second penalty, which I think was a bit harsh just by looking at his dashboard. Yeah, that's how the rules are. 5-second penalty for looking at his dashboard. And of course, it was in a double yellow as well, which made it even worse. A double yellow is where you slow down more than you do in a yellow flag. And it's basically like a safety car, but it's more like, more controlled. The driver has to do it itself.
What do you think of it? You think it was,
It's like a safety car.
What would you have done in that situation? What you would have done in that situation?
Oh, one and a double yellow. I would have just, tried to avoid it. Try not do anything stupid.
What do you think you should have got? You think you should have got the penalty, or you think you should have?
I think it's a bit harsh. I thought it was a bit harsh, just by looking at his dashboard. But it's just in the rules. I just think it was a bit harsh. Stroll getting that 5-second. It was as well, yeah.
So, what else you got then for me?
Oh yeah, qualifying one. The Verstappen and Norris thing, when Norris never criticised Verstappen, where Norris was on a flying lap, but Verstappen was just deliberately cutting the race line. And Norris went on the radio and says, "Look, there's a car blocking me." Didn't even mention Red Bull and didn't even mention Verstappen's name. Mention the name, man. Like if someone's blocking you, I'll be grassing all the way. That's your lap. You could have got your best lap right, and you got compromised by Max Verstappen. Didn't even have the audacity to say his name on the radio. I don't know if it's a favoritism thing. I don't know if it's just a friend thing. But come on, Norris, you have to point out where he makes mistakes, man. Because Norris was on a flying lap there, and was on a decent lap, and he was trying to get his tyres warm, and then Verstappen was deliberately. Really, what Verstappen should have done is went on the outside, but it was on the inside where most of the drivers go to do the laps because it's the fastest way around the track. And then Verstappen just blacked it. And of course, again, after that, Norris, there was a double McLaren DNF in qualifying one. And McLaren has been doing good, not all season. Beginning the season, they had a slow start, but mid-season, coming up to this race, they were doing good. But I don't know what happened to McLaren. Of course, you got Perez out in Q1 as well. Perez out of Q1, so Hamilton right in front of him. So there's another thing you have to think about. In this track, anyone can win. Look at Pierre Gasly. got P5, but Science had that grid drop penalty. He come P4. So look, this track is really unpredictable. Who is going to win? It's a new track, new tarmac. It's really unpredictable who's going to win. Of course, another incident in qualifying one. You got Verstappen and Ocon having a little incident. To me, I don't like Max Verstappen, but I think there was Ocon fault on this one. Verstappen was on a lap. Ocon was on a cool down lap. Why didn't he just move over to the other side?
But you know what as well? Yeah, I know. But you know what as well? You know what as well? It was Nico Hülkenberg also got 5-place group penalty. You know, for the double yellows as well. Nico Hülkenberg and like we said, Lance Stroll both take a 5-place group penalty, and also I think a breach in practice as well. I think Daniel Ricciardo is going to take one as well for something to do with the practice session. So the yellow flags are coming out. Listen, but I know what you're saying about. What's his name? Lando Norris. He, obviously, if it was someone else, he would say something, but it is what it is. So you continue. Sorry, bro. Go on. What was you saying?
What Ocon really should have done, I'm going to finish off on that Ocon, but what Ocon really should have done, instead of moving, basically he moved over, Verstappen went in, but then it turned into Max, which could have caused a serious incident, you know, because if you would have clipped that back, rear right tyre, they would have both went off, they would have spun, they would have both collided, Max would have went off, Ocon would have went off, the probably would have went into the wall, because Ocon was just about to clip his rear tyre. The probably wouldn't have got into the wall, he wouldn't have been that fast, but Verstappen was on a flyer. So if Ocon would have, you know, clipped his back tyre, there would have been impact in the race. It's got to be. But Q1, I think the surprises was a McLaren double DNF, which I didn't expect coming this weekend. No. McLaren looked decent all weekend. Of course, Hamilton. I don't know what happened. Hamilton doing.
He went out in Q2, didn't he? Hamilton. We're not on
Hamilton
Q2 yet. So what I think, yeah, Ocon was involved in a strange incident with Max Verstappen at the end of the session as they squabbled for the track position, shouting over the radio. Obviously, you know how Max Verstappen is, 5-word vocabulary. Diving into turn one like crazy with the Dutchman, argued with his rival, had acted like an idiot. That's what he called him. Great words from the whatever. Tsunoda brought up the rear as they followed the deleted time with the moment at turn 5. On his final run, prompting the Japanese racer to throw his headset out of the cockpit, which, what else is new, in frustration, when he returned to AlphaTauri's garage. So at the end of that season, at the end of Q1, it was Norris, Ocon, Guan Yu Zhou, Piastri, and Tsunoda. So on to you, what do you think what's happening with the McLaren? Because it seems like their car's gone backwards again.
No, I think this is track specific, you know, because last race, this is how good they are. Last race, Piastri and Norris getting 2 and 3. Of course, Norris also winning the race, and of course, look, McLaren's been all consistently getting podiums so far. I think this is just track specific. I think this is what the media mentioned at the end of the race. They were just, you know, it depends on the track. It's track specific. Like I'm going to revert back to my point. Gasly, look at Logan Sargent, been getting 20th place in the last 5 qualifying. 20th place in the last 5 qualifying. I know. And Albon's usually been getting the best out of the car, you know. But Logan Sargent.
Brilliant. Absolutely.
I know.
Logan Sargent as well. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, because Logan Sargent got 20th in the last 5. But look where he is now, finishing 6th place in the top 6. His first top 6 in the season. Usually he makes it the occasional Q2. I think once he made it to Q1, what I remember. But yeah, he got his highest Q qualifying finish this year. So for me, what I think about Norris and Piastri going out, I think just track specific.
Yeah, but basically both Williams drivers progressed into Q3 after Hamilton, Perez, Hülkenberg, Stroll, and Ricciardo. The shocking was Hamilton going out. Both Williams progressed into Q3 as Albon rose to 6th and Sargent took a 9th. The fine 9th split by Alonso and Magnussen, with Bottas rounded out the top 10 positions to dramatically deny former Mercedes team mate Hamilton. Hamilton laminated that he couldn't go faster en route to his shock Q2 exit, but where would he another surprise as Perez also got knocked out as well. So basically, you got Perez and Hamilton both getting knocked out. I'm surprised. And I said this, I think after this qualifying, this just sums up the season for Hamilton. I thought Hamilton, 4 races back, should have been in second place now comfortably. He had his 2 points, 2 races with 0 points. One because of the team, because the floorboard was too thick. So that was the team's fault. And the other, again, for me, with the team's fault as well, because if they would have just said to Russell, when Russell was in front of Hamilton, I think it was Mexico, one of them. I think it was Mexico. One of them, I forgot what race it was. It was a few races back when Toto wasn't there. It was a race before Toto came back, and Hamilton started off on the soft tyres. Yeah, Hamilton started off on the soft tyres, and George Russell started off on the medium tyres. And they should have had clear instruction to the driver to say, look, Lewis is on the soft tyres, let him go in front. But there was a discombobulation between the two teammates and the team, lack of communication. That's what caused the clash with the 2 drivers, Hamilton and Russell, and that's where Hamilton lost points as well. And that race was the same race where I think Perez also didn't score no points. So the 2 races where Lewis Hamilton has scored 0 points, nor was Perez, and that just sums up the season for Lewis Hamilton. It just sums up the season. Only way Lewis has got a chance to get in second, and I still think he can still do it, even though there's 2 races to go. I know a lot of people gave up, but me, I don't like giving up. You know me, Toto. I continue to trooper on. And unless it's mathematically impossible, it's never over till it's over. The only way Lewis Hamilton will have a shot to get that second place is somehow, and actually is a possibility, because I think Perez is 11th tomorrow. This track will cause safety cars. This track will cause multiple safety cars. And the only way that Lewis has got a chance of getting second place at the end of the season, if Perez gets a DNF. And that is a possibility that could happen, that Perez could get a DNF at this track, especially this track, street track. And you know how narrow them corners are, and you know, new surface. It's unknown for a race. It's never had a race here before. All right, we've had qualifying, but we haven't had a race here. Remember, the teams didn't have a lot of running for the race runs because Q1 got cancelled and Q2 got delayed. So they didn't have a lot of really runs on this track. And that is a recipe for a safety cars, multiple safety cars. And if Perez does DNF, that's the only way Hamilton's going to get in front of him. But I still think it's possible. Do you think it's possible that Hamilton can still do it, Toto, get second?
I think it's going to be a bit hard for him because the track is really narrow. But the thing is, the only chance he'll have.
Second. No. I don't mean in the race. I mean in the championship.
Oh, in the championship.
What I'm saying, if Perez gets, I should explain it. Sorry. If Perez gets a DNF tomorrow with no points and Lewis Hamilton can finish in the top 4, then there's a chance for him to get second in the championship. I said that's the only way. That's why I was started saying about the safety cars. The only way that Hamilton's going to get second in the championship if Perez gets a DNF. That's the only way, and I still think it can happen. You understand what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying about the championship. I thought you were on about the race.
Nah,
but
the race, well, that's done.
Yeah, if you're on about the championship, it's all about this race really, because Perez is behind him, and he can't allow Perez to pass him, because Perez passes him, he's going to finish ahead of him unless there's a little strategy, unless there's a bug up, unless there's a DNF in the race, like you predicted it could be. If Perez gets in front of Hamilton and Hamilton starts, if Perez starts getting away from Hamilton, it's curtains, because if Perez gets a good result,
I don't think he will though. What I'm saying is, right, we'll see what happens tomorrow in the race, but I still think the only way there's a chance of Lewis Hamilton to finish second, the only way, if there's a DNF tomorrow and Perez finishes with no points tomorrow, just say we finish with no points and Lewis Hamilton can get in that top 4 or top 3 or whatever, then the second place is on. At the end of the season, the second place is on. Let's see what happens anyway. Anyway, we're going to Q3. You got anything on Q3? You got anything on Q3?
No, I ain't got nothing Q3. All I got...
Leclerc kept his place at the top of the times when Q3 kicked off. As he clocked 1 minute 33.0. Through Sainz was Drift and Verstappen. was third as well. And that was kind of the pattern between the qualifying sessions, that it seemed like Charles Leclerc always had his foot just in front. When these arrived at Leclerc, took things to another level to produce a 1 minute 3:32.7, some half temp faster than Sainz managed to assist the Ferrari, while Verstappen backed out at the last lap headed to the pits. On the weekend where Red Bull has struggled to live with Ferrari's pace, that's what I'm saying. They kind of struggled with the pace this weekend with Ferrari's pace anyway, Red Bull. So replay showed that Max Verstappen getting close to one of the concrete walls and swearing over the radio as he always does. Wow, saying lucky escape. P3 becomes P2 due to Sainz penalty. As the other times filtered in, Russell salvaged fourth for Mercedes, while Gasly started en route to fifth place in Alpine, and similarly strong performance from Albon and Sargent netted 6th and 7th on the grid, with Williams, with both Hamilton and Perez dropping out of Q2. Bottas, Magnussen and Alonso took advantage to secure the positions to P8 and P10, with Sainz to drop all the way down to 12th position thanks to his power unit related penalty. So that's the end of the qualifying. What do you think of it before we head off?
Qualifying, I think the qualifying one was where all the action really happened. But I think when it came into Q2, I already knew he was going to get pole. I think Max put in a really fast lap, but he didn't really change my mind of Leclerc getting the pole position. But what I think about the qualifying, I think was a decent qualifying, not the best. I think I got predictions right with the pole of Leclerc pole. I thought Hamilton was going to get second because Red Bull didn't really look that strong in the practice sessions. But I don't know what happened with Lewis today. It's either he either got blocked off, which I doubt he did, would have got mentioned, or he just went his day today because he barely got out Q1. He was nearly out in Q1. Didn't really get a lap in. So he was lucky to get out of Q1. But when he reaches Q2, it's just so convenient how Perez is just right behind him, you know. But look, all Hamilton has to focus on doing tomorrow is just make sure just to keep Perez behind him. That's all he has to do. Make up your position.
More than that. He needs to do more than that. There's only one race.
Oh, no. Make up your positions. Make up your positions. Make sure keep Perez behind you.
But he has to pray and hope and pray that Perez doesn't finish with no points and he can try and get in the top three. If he can get in the top three and Perez finishes with no points, then second place is still on. If Perez, all Perez has to do is finish behind Hamilton a couple of places and he's already got second place. It doesn't matter what happens at Abu Dhabi. This is why it's really he needs Perez to stay behind him, but
yeah,
he needs Perez to finish with no points, and that's the only way he's going to get through. But I still think it's possible. Nothing's end to its end. When like you said, like you always used to say, Toto, until it's mathematically impossible, it's still on. So
yeah,
this is me and Toto. You got anything to say before you go? Any videos coming up? You want to
I'm gonna say go check out my latest TikTok video of short of Gran Turismo. There's gonna be more shorts coming on my TikTok. I got a low one to YouTube as well, so go check out my shorts. Of course, go on my Twitter, check out my Twitter page. Just posted a link on my Gran Turismo 7 Nations Cup. Go check that out there. It was a great stream. Had some people to help me along the way, so big up to them. But yeah, that's all I got to say, man. Big up to my channels, and yeah, they're all in the description.
That's it, man. Big up. This is Toto Hammer and Solo P1 Sunday night. Have a good evening. It will be the race day tomorrow. Look out for that. We're going to be headed off. Enjoy the music before we go. See you later, guys.
Big up.
Do the intro first.
On the brakes.